Pop culture fans in general love to come up with theories about their favorite cinematic and television offerings, but arguably none more so than superhero fans. Superhero fans are always discussing their thoughts online, and sometimes their ideas end up coming true. In this video, we'll take you through some Marvel fan theories that ended up becoming a reality. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way of keeping up to date with all of Screen Rant's great new videos.
How much longer do you think we'll be here?
Without a doubt, the most long-running theory about the Marvel Cinematic Universe was that Stan Lee was playing the same character in every single one of his cameos. The former editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics is responsible for the creation of some of the company's most iconic characters, and as a result, he appears in pretty much every Marvel production. For years, fans theorized that the likes of the Hugh Hefner-esque character in Iron Man, the truck driver attempting to move Mjolnir in Thor, and the guy who didn't believe in superheroes in the Avengers were one and the same. And they were. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it was revealed that he was an informant for the MCU's Watchers, as he was seen discussing his previous adventures in the franchise with his cosmic buddies. When modern superhero movies as we know them first started to become popular, the two main franchises were Spider-Man and X-Men. Although one was a Sony franchise and the other was a Fox franchise, there was a speculation that, initially at least, the idea was for the two franchises to exist in the same universe. Hugh Jackman himself confirmed this to be true, as Wolverine was due to make a cameo appearance on one of the Spider-Man movies, but nobody was able to find his costume in time, which is incredibly disappointing in hindsight. In X2, X-Men United, we were introduced to Alan Cummings' Nightcrawler, and he played a big part in that movie. But he didn't return for X-Men The Last Stand, and fans started wondering why. One theory was that his peaceful nature had caused him to retire from all superhero activity, a fact that was confirmed in X-Men The Official Game, when his post-X2 exploits were discussed and his decision to abandon anything that involved violence was mentioned. In X-Men The Last Stand, Professor Charles Xavier was killed when Jean Grey, in her Phoenix persona, completely atomized him. In the movie's post-credits scene, however, his voice was heard.
Hello, Moira.
And he'd seemingly transferred his mind into another person's body, and fans theorized that he had moved his mind into the body of his twin brother. This was confirmed in the movie's DVD commentary, and he would later reappear in the franchise in a body identical to his own, further confirming the original theory. In Iron Man 2, you may remember that during the confrontation with Ivan Vanko's hammer drones at the Stark Expo, a young kid in an Iron Man mask and glove bravely stepped up to confront one of them, before Tony Stark himself stepped in, thanked the kid for his help, and flew off to continue the battle. Given that Tom Holland's Peter Parker was revealed to be something of a Tony Stark fan, some fans theorized that the kid from Iron Man 2 was actually him. The ages matched, and Parker seemed like the kind of fearless kid who would do that. As it turns out, Tom Holland has confirmed that to be the case, which is really quite cool.
All right, skedaddle there.
Thank you,
young
Mr. Stark.
buck.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Laura Haddock, who plays Peter Quill's mother, Meredith, in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, also appeared in Captain America: The First Avenger, asking Steve Rogers for his autograph, prompting some fans to theorize that both characters were related. Director James Gunn later tweeted that the autograph hunter was Peter's grandmother, Meredith's mother, and although he also said he made that up on the spot, it doesn't make it any less true. Whatever James Gunn says goes. When the first Avengers movie was released, it was widely believed that Loki's scepter was powered by the Tesseract, the Space Stone, not least because Nick Fury said as much in the movie. However, it was used to mind control people, which led fans to believe it was actually powered by the Mind Stone. As it turned out, in Avengers Age of Ultron, it was confirmed that the Mind Stone was indeed inside Loki's scepter, and it would be later used to bring the Vision to life in that same movie. In the early trailers for the first Avengers movie, Loki was seen smirking at Bruce Banner after being captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. and the titular team. This led fans to theorize that it was all part of his plan, and that he intended to get captured, and that turned out to be true. The God of Mischief needed to be close to the team in order to unleash the Hulk, and as it turned out, that's exactly what happened, with Thor having to duke it out with the big green guy on board the helicarrier.
They're not your enemies, Banner.
Iron Man 3 garnered a mixed reception from fans due to its odd presentation of the Mandarin. First of all, it was revealed that the character Ben Kingsley portrayed was actually a drunken actor. Then it was revealed that the real Mandarin was actually Aldrich Killian, but fans weren't convinced. They theorized that the Mandarin more recognizable from the comics was still out there, and that was confirmed to be true in the Marvel one-shot movie All Hail the King. It remains to be seen if he'll ever actually appear in the MCU, however. In the Rogue cut of X-Men Days of Future Past, Rogue's powers were an integral part of the story, which was strange given that the character had supposedly taken the mutant cure in X-Men The Last Stand. But fans have theorized that she actually hadn't. given the ambiguous ending, and a deleted scene from The Last Stand revealed that she couldn't actually go through with it. Her powers still being present in the rogue cut of Days of Future Past was confirmation of that. When Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first aired on our televisions, the focus of the show was definitely on the resurrected Phil Coulson, but a number of new characters soon became incredibly popular as well. Chloe Bennett's Skye is a prime example, and fans quickly theorized who she really was. When her father was revealed to be Mr. Hyde, the fans realized he was the father of Daisy Johnson, aka Quake in the comics, and that is indeed who she turned out to be, and she's now one of the most powerful characters in the MCU. A different kind of theory now, but one that definitely came true. When the cast of 2015's Fantastic Four reboot was confirmed, fans theorized that it wasn't going to work. Reasons varied from the main quartet being too young, too bland, and lacking screen presence, and while some of these suggestions may be a little harsh, the fact is the movie didn't work at all. So all those fans' theories were actually completely correct, and this was all before a trailer was even released. At the end of Avengers Age of Ultron, the Hulk took to a Quinjet, turned off all means of communication, and headed off to parts unknown. Fans immediately theorized that this was leading to a Planet Hulk story arc, with the Quinjet taking the big green guy into space. Although there wasn't exactly a whole arc devoted to it, the Planet Hulk storyline was partially adapted as a subplot in Thor Ragnarok when the God of Thunder found the Hulk fighting gladiatorial battles on the planet Sakaar. When Misty Knight first appeared in the opening season of Luke Cage, fans theorized that it wouldn't be long before she got her bionic arm from the comics. Towards the end of the first season of The Defenders, she did indeed have one of her arms cut off. Thanks to the release of some press shots for Luke Cage's second season, we now know these theories about her bionic arm will be coming true. In the post-credit scene of X-Men Days of Future Past, fans were introduced briefly to En-Sabah Nur, the mutant who would go on to become Apocalypse. In the background of that scene, 4 individuals on horses could be seen, which led fans to theorize that he'd turned some of the X-Men franchise's most popular characters into his 4 horsemen in his first major appearance. Sure enough, 2 years later, in X-Men Apocalypse, he recruited Magneto, Storm, Psylocke, and Angel to be his horsemen, giving them increased levels of power in order to serve him. Leading up to the Doctor Strange movie, only 4 Infinity Stones were accounted for in the MCU. This led fans to theorize that the Time Stone, or at least one of the 2 remaining stones, would appear in the Sorcerer Supreme's movie, especially given the movie's magic theme and the psychedelic tone of the trailers. Those fans were, of course, correct, as it was revealed that the iconic Eye of Agamotto from the comics housed the MCU version of the stone, and it ended up being instrumental in Doctor Strange defeating Dormammu in the movie's thrilling climactic battle.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
In 2015, fans were introduced to the mysterious quantum realm in the hilarious Ant-Man movie, when the titular character went subatomic and ended up there. The following year, when fans saw the psychedelic nature of the Doctor Strange movie in its trailers, some theorized that the quantum realm would reappear in said movie. That turned out to be true, as the Ancient One took Strange on a journey through a number of realms as a means of opening his mind, and the quantum realm just so happened to be one of them. In the Wolverine movie, Yukio, a mutant capable of predicting the deaths of others, had a very specific vision of Logan dying. Fans theorized that the description would actually be how Hugh Jackman's character would die in the franchise. And while the circumstances of his eventual death in Logan weren't exactly the same, they were very similar. And although Yukio told Logan that he'd die with his heart in hand, he didn't die holding his literal heart, but he did die holding the hand of his daughter. And it's been confirmed that this payoff had been the intention all along. If you weren't already aware, the Guardians of the Galaxy we know in the MCU aren't the original group in the comics. That team includes the likes of Charlie 27 and Martinex. And when Sylvester Stallone was cast in the sequel, fans theorized that he would be a member of the actual original team. That turned out to be true, as Stallone played Stacker Ogard, aka Starhawk, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 ended with his team reuniting, which could mean we're going to see more of the original Guardians exploits in future MCU movies. That's pretty cool, right? In Marvel's comics, Valkyrie is bisexual, and one scene in Thor Ragnarok showed a fellow female soldier sacrificing herself for her. The brief look exchanged by the pair hinted that they were more than just fellow warriors. And fans theorized that the MCU version of the character was bisexual as well. Actress Tessa Thompson later confirmed the character's sexual orientation, and a deleted scene provided further proof. The character will appear in future MCU movies, and the LGBT community in particular will certainly be hoping her sexuality is explored a little more going forward. In Avengers Age of Ultron, the vision that Scarlet Witch induced using her powers on Thor saw Heimdall telling the God of Thunder that he'd lead Asgard into hell. This led fans to theorize Asgard really would fall in the MCU, and that it would literally be Thor's doing. That turned out to be true, as Asgard's destruction came in Thor Ragnarok, when Thor himself triggered the apocalyptic event in order to defeat Hela and save the remaining Asgardian civilians from her wrath. The Jessica Jones series wouldn't have been as successful as it was without David Tennant's brilliantly unstable villain, Kilgrave. Unfortunately, he was killed in the final episode of the first season. But this was a Marvel show, so fans immediately started to theorize that he'd return. Such a popular character would surely make a comeback, and set photos quickly confirmed that would happen in Season 2, although he did only end up appearing in Jessica's hallucinations. The trailers for Avengers Infinity War confirmed the return of the Hulkbuster armor, which was last seen in Avengers Age of Ultron. But Tony Stark was in the trailers wearing his new nanotech armor, so fans began to theorize who was wearing the Hulkbuster. Bruce Banner, the man it was designed to fight against, was the popular theory, and that was confirmed when the movie came out, as the Hulk's refusal to re-emerge after taking a beating at the hands of Thanos forced Banner to look for an alternative way to fight. Captain America: The First Avenger saw Steve Rogers going up against Johann Schmidt, who is otherwise known as the Red Skull. At the end of the movie, Red Skull attempted to handle the Tesseract, or the Space Stone as it's now known, and appeared to be killed. However, countless fans theorized that he wasn't really dead, and that he'd actually been transported across the cosmos. In Avengers Infinity War, that was revealed to be true when Red Skull appeared on the planet Vormir as the keeper of the Soul Stone, informing Thanos of what he had to do to obtain it. Before the Soul Stone's location was revealed in Avengers Infinity War, MCU fans had all kinds of theories regarding where it might be. In Wakanda, in the possession of Heimdall, or maybe it was the Eternal Flame, for example. But some fans simply theorized that we hadn't seen the last Infinity Stone yet. Those fans turned out to be correct, as its location was revealed to be the barren planet Vormir, which hadn't yet been explored in the MCU, where it was being guarded by the aforementioned Red Skull.
Sometimes patience is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little.
And that's the end of our video. Did you enjoy it? Can you recall any other Marvel fan theories that ended up coming true? Which other fan theories do you think will end up coming true in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Screen Rant for more great videos like this one. Catch you later, guys.